Hello, I'm Bailey Leisure, and with the wild card games officially over now, and the divisional matchups have officially been set, I'm going to give my thoughts on the 2019 MLB Divisional round series in the 2019 MLB post. In the American League, the first matchup I'm going to talk about is the Houston Astros, the number one seed in the American League, and the team with the best record in all of baseball during the regular season. And then we have the team that just won the wild card game as I'm recording this, the Tampa Bay Rays. This is a very interesting matchup. I think the first four games that these teams played in the regular season, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Astros played each other, and I think the Tampa Bay Rays won 3 out of 4, and this was, I believe, in Houston too. So that's definitely noteworthy to come into this series. I think for the Astros, I mean, this is a very probably easily, possibly the most complete team in all baseball. I mean, you look at that hitting lineup with guys like the MVP candidate Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, George Springer, Carlos Correa, Yuli Gurriel, the rookie Yordan Alvarez. You got Michael Brantley, the big offseason acquisition from the Cleveland Indians. And then in the pitching staff needs no explanation with the two-headed monster in Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole. He's somehow your number 3 starter, Zach Greinke, and then you have Wade Miley as well. So that's just good luck trying to figure that out. Even though their bullpen isn't as great, probably as some other teams. I don't think the bullpen's going to have to do that much when you have that starting pitching, and that could go 7-8 innings, and then you just need their closer Roberto Ozuna to lock it down. For the Tampa Bay Rays, we saw what they did against the Oakland A's just this past couple hours, but they hit 4 home runs in that wild card game, which was a playoff record for them, and they definitely are underrated when you guys got guys like Tommy Pham and Austin Mattos. I mean, we look what Charlie Morton, the former Houston Astros pitcher, was able to do. Even though it wasn't his greatest start, he was able to get out of that jam in the first inning, which was very critical. And the Rays were able to ride that, and he had a pretty decent performance. They have Blake Snell as well, so they got great pitching, and a great underrated lineup. This has been a team that's kind of called the Island of Misfit Toys. That's their nickname. And, not a lot of superstars, but is very capable of making some noise in the postseason. That being said, when it comes to my predictions, I think the Astros just have too much star power, and I'm going to say the Astros in a sweep over the Rays. In the other matchup in the American League, we have the second-seeded New York Yankees and the third-seeded Minnesota Twins. These teams very familiar when it comes to their postseason history. This is the 6th time in their history that we've seen a matchup between the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees. The previous 5 times, the Yankees have pretty much flat out dominated and owned the Twins. As recently as in 2017, where the Yankees were able to come back down from a 3-0 deficit in the first inning and came back and won against the Minnesota Twins in that wild card matchup. So, but you look at these teams that I think they're pretty much known for slugging. I mean, you look at the players on the Twins such as Nelson Cruz, Miguel Sano returning to form, and so others at the Yankees. You guys got guys like Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres. But both teams, I think, have solid bullpen, especially the Yankees with guys like Aroldis Chapman, Zach Britton, Adam Ottavino, Tommy Kahnle. Same thing with the Minnesota Twins. I think even though the Yankees pitching staff's kind of, Luis Severino, CC Sabathia is still there. You got guys that have been dealing with some injuries in the regular season. You still have, I think the bullpen, the Yankees, I think, possibly have the strongest bullpen out of all the teams in the postseason. So that's definitely a big factor there. These are pretty even teams on paper, but I think when it comes to postseason history, I'm going to go with the Yankees again. I don't think they sweep the Twins, but I'll say the Yankees in 4 games. Then we move on to the National League. We have the first-seeded Dodgers, who were the top team in the National League this year, and set a franchise record for wins in a regular season. And then we have the team that just won the wild card game in interesting fashion against the Brewers, the Washington Nationals. I think when it comes to pitching staffs, both these teams match up very well. And also in hitting lineup. I think these teams, the record might not say so, but I think the lineups match up pretty well. I'd probably say the Nationals probably have a little bit better bullpen, but I think it's very tight when it comes to pitching stats, but I'll just give it to the Dodgers by a hair. The Dodgers, we've known their story. They won 7 consecutive NL West titles. Last 2 years they've got to the World Series and have unfortunately not been able to get that elusive championship that they've been waiting to see since 1988. This is no excuses again. If they don't win the World Series this year, it's considered a disappointment. The Washington Nationals have not won a playoff series since 1981 when they were the Montreal Expos. They finally won an elimination game this postseason in that wild card game, but they're looking for more. This is a series. We look at the pitching staffs. Like I said before, you got on one side you have Clayton Kershaw, Hyun-Jin Ryu, and Walker Buehler. On the other side, you have Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and Patrick Corbin. You look at the hitting lineups, you have guys like Cody Bellinger, Max Muncy, Will Smith, Justin Turner. On the other side of it, you got guys like Trey Turner, Anthony Rendon, Juan Soto, and so forth. So, they match up pretty well. There's a scenario where I could see the series going the distance, and there's a scenario where the Washington Nationals, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow pulled off the upset. But I think the Dodgers, with Cody Bellinger, I think he'll have a really big series. Even though the Dodgers bullpen's really struggled, Kenley Jansen, he definitely finished the season off really well, but he's still not the same guy, as he was prior to the 2017 World Series. So I'll say the Dodgers win this series in 4 games. And then the other National League series, the second-seeded Atlanta Braves going up against the third-seeded St. Louis Cardinals. This is a series, in my opinion, on paper, I think is the most likely series to go the distance, and it could go either way. As far as hitting lineups is concerned, for the Atlanta Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. having an MVP caliber year, Ozzie Albies, Freddie Freeman still there. The hitting lineups, with the St. Louis Cardinals, you got guys like Paul Goldschmidt, Yadier Molina still there. They have Matt Carpenter, Marcell Ozuna. It's just, I think when it comes to the strengths in this lineup, it's definitely their hitting. Their pitching staffs are pretty good as well. I think for the St. Louis Cardinals, I think having like Jack Flaherty, if I'm saying that right, excuse me, and Adam Wainwright's still there as well. The Atlanta Braves, they got a better pitching staff. Last year in the postseason, I think getting there, and they definitely looked a little bit inexperienced against the Dodgers last year in the NLDS. This year, I think they're much more equipped and a much better team. I think their bullpen, with Shane Green, I think it helps out very much. I think this could go either way, and I think it's going to go to 5 games, but I'll take the Atlanta Braves to win this series. What are your thoughts on the MLB Divisional Rounds matchups, and who do you think will win in the Divisional Rounds? So leave in the comments section below. As always, follow me at Laser96. Click like if you like the video, and subscribe if you like the content on my channel. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all later.